REED-BBS, Black Burt Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Televisión. Shout out to the homies at fightbeat.com. The best boxing message board on the fucking planet, bar none. Anyway, so Regis Rougarou Prograis pulls out of his World Boxing Super Series finale against Josh Taylor, the two undefeated dudes. That's not going to happen. So now allow me to get my Florida Evans on. Damn. For hardcore fans, this was one of the low-key, or the low-key biggest fight of the year. We know there's bigger fights in terms of commercials and seeing posters everywhere and countdown shows and this and that. But for the hardcore fans and for getting closure within a division, getting closer to one king, one face, one name, as Deontay Wilder says, Regis Prograis versus Josh Taylor was probably that fight, man. It was highly anticipated, so it's very disappointing to know that this won't be, or seems to not be in the process of happening. In addition to pulling out, my man Prograis got a strong pull-out game, apparently. He filed a suit against the investors of the World Boxing Super Series tournament for breach of contract. Like I say, a strong pull-out game. Like, they ain't playing. Him and DeBella and them, they ain't playing, man. Allegedly deposits for fight purses and bonuses. The deposits weren't being inserted into escrow accounts on the promised dates. And I mean, that makes people leery, and with that comes uncertainty, and you can't have guys risking their lives, threatening to fight top-tier dudes, and the money is shaky. Like, that's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. In addition to that, the wait time for the schedule. So when am I fighting this guy, man? I thought you said, hey, I beat this dude on this date, then the next phase of the tournament is this date. So the date started getting pushed back. There was indecisive locations being mentioned and whatnot. So in the case of Prograis and Taylor, they were told October 5th for the longest. Then out of nowhere, once the escrow deposit deadline wasn't reached, they put another contract in place with the fight being a week earlier on September 28th. Bear in mind, Regis Prograis, he's in America, so he would have to get to the UK or wherever the fight would be held early. So he'd have to move camp earlier, and it got to the point it was just 6 weeks or so out, and it's like, man, no, you should have let me know this up front. Don't come at me last minute with this. And all the while, okay, you said the UK, but where in the UK? Scotland, where Josh Taylor's from? I mean, that seems plausible, but it was never etched in stone or inked on paper. England, Wales, like where? Just, tell them something. And here's the deal. Ivan Baranchyk, he had similar issues prior to facing Josh Taylor in the WBSS tournament. Prograis' handlers, his team wanted him to pull out prior to his fight with Kirill Relic in the semifinals. So this isn't something new. It sucks for us hardcore fans, but, I mean, this man has children, and he's in his prime fighting years. And, I mean, this would be the biggest fight of his career, at least to the moment. So he's got to make sure the compensation's in place, man. That's why fighters have a management team to look out for your best interests in these type of matters. The good news for Prograis is through DeBella, he's already had a relationship with Top Rank. He fought on a couple Top Rank cards that I recall. So with Jose Ramirez recently acquiring 2 belts, he added the WBO to his WBC title. Prograis at least has 1, so they could unify that, and then the winner of that would have all the leverage in enticing Josh Taylor into a unification if he was so inclined. Again, it sucks that this fight doesn't look like it's going to happen, but we can't blame the fighters, man. It's just a business. It is what it is. Anyways, REED-BBS, Black Burt Sugar, bachelor's in boxing studies. Televisión. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.